only had approval to enter the market 2 months ago, and we've already received our first sales. We estimate the Canadian market is around the $60 to $70 million in size. And in most of the markets, we're targeting about 20% market share. So this means real revenue, and it's great to have another international market for the dental products triad.
Hello and welcome back to the Proactive Studio. I'm Tyler Tully, and joining me today is Orthocell Chairman John van der Wielen to talk us through its latest milestone. The company's officially entered the Canadian market with the first sale of its Striate Plus product, taking another step towards fulfilling its global market expansion ambitions. John, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
So you've entered into the Canadian biotech market. Let's start by talking about how significant this is for Orthocell and what's the financial impact.
Yeah, so Canada is a sophisticated market. It's fantastic to recently receive approval. And the important part of this announcement is we only had approval to enter the market 2 months ago, and we've already received our first sales. We estimate the Canadian market is around the $60 to $70 million in size. And in most of the markets, we're targeting about 20% market share. So this means real revenue, and it's great to have another international market for the dental products triad.
And your expansion plans don't stop in Canada. You're already operating in the US, UK, EU, and Australia. And I understand you've got plans for Brazil and Singapore. Talk to us about this timeline for these markets and where's next.
Yeah, that's right. So BioHorizons, which is our distributor globally, as they enter the international markets, we quickly follow, we seek our approvals. And as evidenced by Canada that we received the approval, we're already into sales. We're awaiting approvals from both Singapore and Brazilian regulators, and we expect that to occur over the next 6 months. And then I think what investors will see is when you see those approvals come through, quick revenue, then we see a really positive outlook for growth for the dental product known as Striate over the next 6 to 12 months.
Obviously, this distribution wouldn't be possible without your distribution partner, BioHorizons. Talk to us about this partnership and how influential it's been in your global expansion.
Yeah, and that is important. Look, whenever you've got a medical product, it's difficult enough to get regulatory approvals, the amazing inventors like Professor Zheng, who's our scientist behind all this. That's difficult enough. When you enter a market, distribution is even more difficult. So to find a partner like BioHorizons, which you may remember, we signed an upfront exclusivity deal where we received net $21 million into Orthocell, which was non-dilutive capital. And then BioHorizons now are entering all those international markets, and they're doing so really quickly. So we saw revenue grow rapidly last year. In fact, we released a company update only a week or so ago, and in there we also alluded to the fact that we had a July and August revenue well above expectations. So they're a great partner. They're an enormous distributor worldwide, and their support for something like this product has just been fantastic.
So let's talk about Striate Plus. Can you give us a bit of a background? What's it used for and how successful is it?
Yeah, let me keep it simple. And in one sense, you're well aware that the number of dental implants around the world is growing exponentially. Now, when you do a dental implant, quite often, and more often than not, there's a gap in the jaw or the bone. And so you need the density of the bone to improve. You then implant for the tooth. And often when there's not enough bone or inferior bone growth, we use our collagen wrap implant into the jaw, and it's a simpler product to use. It's a product we can distribute all around the world. It doesn't need to be temperature controlled. We manufacture it in Perth, and it's now heading globally, and all the dentists that use it love the product. But most importantly, in our recent clinical studies, it shows that the effectiveness was 98.6%, which is an incredible result. So it's a product that dentists really like, and it's continuing to penetrate the markets globally.
So clearly Striate Plus distribution is progressing well, but do you have any other products in the pipeline that you can talk to us about today?
Yeah, we do. We have a product that's approved in Australia and New Zealand, known as Rempla, and it's a product that repairs damaged or severed nerves. It's a collagen wrap. It's a scaffolding type of science. Traditionally, nerves are repaired with sutures, whereas this collagen wrap wraps the nerve repairs itself, and then after a period of around 6 months, this collagen dissipates within the body. The clinical results have been outstanding. The uptake from Australian and New Zealand surgeons each week is continuing. We're seeing really strong growth. We'll soon release our clinical results or our study results to be able to lodge our FDA application. And that product we expect to be in the US market relatively early next year. So it's an exciting product. Surgeons love it, and the clinical outcomes with the repair of nerves has been, simply amazing. So whilst Striate is off and running and excited about the revenue, Rempla is the one that is a world-leading product. And we see a strong future in that. We also have what's called known as SmartGraft, or a tendon repair product, which is awaiting regulatory approval. So both of those have got an exciting outlook. And I think in summary, Orthocell, most biotechs take a long, long time to receive approvals. Orthocell's got nearly 14 years of science behind it. Our Professor Zeng, who is recognised worldwide, published some amazing papers. Orthocell's now on that, we've had the market approvals. Surgeons, both dentists and surgeons, are using our product, and revenue's rapidly picking up. We have 20 million of cash in the bank, more products in the pipeline, and it's a really exciting time ahead. And it's great to be a medical manufacturer out of Australia that's exporting around the world.
Yeah, it's extremely exciting times for Orthocell, and we hope to continue to hear all about it. John, thanks for your time today.
Thank you.